love Pokemon. I always had. Ever since I was little and Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald were just coming out. I love my Pokemon. I love my Ruby cartridge and I played it often. I loved all my Pokemon, but one really stuck out. My starter, a Torchic. I named her Blue. I'm not sure why. I'd been focusing on playing the original games first, but I was a little disappointed. I was playing the newer ones for the time since. I really wanted to start out from the beginning, but I wasn't going to complain as long as I got to play the games that went along with the fun TV show I love to watch. Around the time I got Blue to evolve during the first gym a couple days after I started the game, my best friend Talia said she no longer wanted to be my friend. She had been my only friend, and I was sort of shy and, as cruel as it sounds, a total social retard. So naturally, I wasn't going to make a new best friend anytime soon. After Talia and I stopped being friends, I started working on Pokemon Ruby more and more, evolving Blue, finally into her last stage. I started bringing my Game Boy to school so I could play it under the table at lunch and recess. Some people made fun of me or threatened to tell the teachers because they weren't really supposed to bring our Game Boys to school. Nobody ever did though. Nobody cared enough. Blue and my other Pokemon, a Breloom named Shrooms, a Mightyena named Wolf, a Swallow named Warbeak, a Dusclops named Reaper, and a Ludicolo named Fiesta. They were my only friends and I loved them. I'd tell them all my problems, and they'd make their happy little cries as if everything was okay. Before preparing for the Pokemon League, my Game Boy was cruelly snatched out of my hand. I looked up to see it was Talia who had taken my game. I was angry, very angry. I started crying when she said she was going to destroy the cartridge and never give it back. She dropped it onto the grass of the playground and prepared to step on it before it let out a very, very loud noise. It sounded like feedback or something. I'm not really sure, but after the noise ended a few seconds later, Talia paled and ran away. I looked to my Game Boy to see if everything was okay. Everything seemed to be okay, but I was no longer buying full restores from the Pokemart lady in the Pokemon League. I was looking at Blue stats. Something else had changed, but I didn't really care much. I figured it was a new feature. Instead of saying likes to sleep or whatever it had said before under Blue's nature, but now it said very angry. I sort of liked it. I felt like Blue was telling me that he'd support me no matter how mean Talia was to me. After I beat the Elite Four and the champion, I was pretty happy. I'd finished my first Pokemon game, with my best friends, of course. After that, I did a bit of the after game and challenged the Elite Four once again. I won, of course. After that, I begged my mom for days to buy me Pokemon Sapphire. I wanted Kyogre as well as Gruden, and I heard the rumors of Pokemon Emerald coming out from the few other kids who liked Pokemon at my school. Naturally, they didn't tell me straightforward, but I'd heard them. So after I'd have a whole trio of the Pokemon. Before I started Sapphire, I decided to tell my team over. I decided to tell my team over in Ruby, even if they couldn't exactly hear me. Okay, guys, I'm making a new game on Pokemon Sapphire, and I'm not going to replace you. I'm just going to make a new team full of special Pokemon, I say. I switched through the stats. All my team looked pretty, except for my very best friend Blue. I'm not sure if it was just my mind playing tricks on me or not, but I could swear she was glaring at me, just a bit at least. I'm sorry, Blue. I started Pokemon Sapphire up with a Mudkip, who I decided to name Red, since he was the color blue, and blue was the color red. They could be like a duo. After I finished Pokemon Sapphire, I went on to Pokemon Emerald, and later after that, Pokemon Pearl, and then Diamond. It wasn't until after I finished Pokemon Platinum when I realized I had bought all my valuable Pokemon into my Pokemon Platinum game, but I had completely forgotten about all my original best friends in Pokemon Ruby. The game started up as it usually did. I skipped through the opening scene, but after I got to the scene where I'd usually see Continue, New Game, and Options, a text box appeared. You promised you wouldn't replace me. I looked at the game, perplexed for a minute, before pressing A on my DS, as my Game Boy had broken long ago. It had been a long time since I played this game. Maybe that was a text somewhere else in the game messing up or something. It still seemed very odd, and even scared me a little. After that, the game continued as normally. I started up my file and anxiously opened up my party. Hi guys, did you miss me? I grinned happily as if I were a little kid again, talking to my Pokemon. My blood runs as cold as another text box appeared. Yes, I did. Blue? I asked. Yes. Another text box. You can hear me? I stammer. Yes. Can my other Pokemon? I asked decidedly. I might actually have a friend that can actually talk to me instead of a group of pixels staring at me on a screen. Yes, but I don't want them to talk. I want you all to myself because I've missed you. I smile at the text box. I'm so glad you aren't mad. I laugh. This seems a bit weird, but it must be legit. I pause. But I read a lot of horrible stories on the internet, and this looks like the part where you could kill me or something. The text box doesn't reply. The screen filters and freezes for a minute, and for 20 horrific seconds, I thought I'd insulted Blue. The game unfreezes. I would never do that to you, the text box says. I smile. It's good I have my new friend back. I talked to Blue for a while, and any sense of, oh my gosh, this is completely insane and freaky, is melting away because Blue actually understands me. I would ask to talk to one of my other Pokemon, but I don't want to lose my new friend just yet. I don't want Blue to be mad at me. The conversation went on for about half an hour. It might have been more. I'd never been good with times, and I wasn't completely positive about my ability to guess on the times. But I know it was about 3:30. Blue says something I never expected my friend to say. Is Talia still mean to you? She makes me very mad. When she threatened to kill us, I started to get bad thoughts in my head. I read the last line over, making sure I had read that right. Bad thoughts in her head. She's still mean to me, yes, but I don't mind. The game makes that odd beeping noise it made that horrible day when Talia almost destroyed Pokemon Ruby. Only this time, it was followed by Blue's battle cry. I'm shocked for a moment. Blue? What did you do? I asked. I got very angry. I don't like Talia. She's mean to you. It makes me so mad. The text box disappears, leaving me feeling an odd sense of dread. I laugh at myself. I'm talking to my best friend here. As odd as it may seem, I was honestly talking to a Pokemon in an old Game Boy game, and I didn't find that weird at all. Maybe because I had always treated my Pokemon like real people, and the idea they could talk and love me right back was all I had ever really wanted. "Hey, Blue," I say, switching the conversation to a lighter mood. "Would you like to be put in Pokemon Platinum? I can bring the whole team and we can be a family again. You like Zenikoa, and I haven't finished the entire after game yet. You like that?" "Yes, I would," Blue replies. "Hey, sweetie, would you mind coming downstairs? I need you to pick up a pie pan I lent to Miss Grace," my mother yells from downstairs. "I'll do the Poke transfer whenever I get back. I promised my darling Pokemon before saving and turning off the game." Miss Grace is Talia's mother, and unlike Talia, she still likes me and treats me rather nicely. I run across the street and ring the doorbell. The door slowly creaks open. I hesitate. This is like a ghost movie. I feel an odd sense of terror clutching me. Maybe I had talked to some sort of ghost and not Blue? Ugh. I shake the thoughts out of my head before walking into the dimly lit house. Miss Grace?" I call it weakly. I need my mother's pie pan back." There's no answer. I hear the TV going in the living room, so I walk around the corner and scream. Talia is sitting on the couch, wide-eyed, look of terror on her face. There are burn marks all over her body, and a knife is shoved in her neck. Without a doubt, she's dead. I try to scream, but no noise comes out. She's been murdered. Oh my God. I start running out of the house at top speed before I trip on something. I look down to see a large pile of grass. What's that doing here, I wonder? And then it hits me. I deal with telling everyone how I found Talia murdered. Her parents were found hung in her basement, also covered in burn marks with her little brother. But her little brother was okay, mentally scared, but okay. He had hidden in the bathroom, and what he said confirmed my horrible suspicions. We're all watching the TV, and then and there was this loud beeping sound, and then Talia was dead. I ran and ran, and he couldn't get more out because he started to sob. A week after this, I finally got to use my DS again. I booted up my Pokemon Ruby and got into the save file. "Hi, you haven't been on for a while. Did you forget about me again?" The text box pops up immediately. "Did you kill Talia?" I ask. There's no reply. Did you kill Talia?" I repeat. "She was mean to you. She deserved it." The writing in the text box that is usually black is now red. "Blue, her parents never did anything to me, and now her brother is scared for life." I shut up my DS, sickened that my best friend since childhood would do such a horrible thing. They didn't stop it," Blue replies. "I am sorry. Please forgive me and bring me to Platinum. I want to keep being your best friend." I stare at the screen, not sure what to do. Should I accept this murderer back as my Pokemon? I sigh. All right. When I brought Blue into Platinum, she didn't talk as much. Sometimes to tell me helpful tips in battle, and almost always said hi. Everything was starting to go back to normal. I almost stopped worrying about my Pokemon being a murderer. Almost. One day I woke up about 3 a.m. to a strange beeping noise coming from my DS. My blood runs cold, the same noise Blue made before she killed Talia. "Blue, what are you doing?" I exclaimed. I opened my DS to see all my precious Pokemon disappearing, except for one. "Now we can be best friends forever." The text box comes up in sickening red, "because nobody else is here to get between us." Everything started to fade. I looked around, horrified. "Blue, what are you doing?" There's no reply. Beeping drains out all my hearing, and I faint. I wake up in a bedroom I didn't recognize. I run downstairs to see a lady I didn't know. "Oh, good morning, honey," she says in a happy but somewhat monotone voice. "You're finally awake. You passed out in the moving truck. Our neighbor, Professor Birch, was anxious to meet you. He's one of your dad's friends." I stare at the lady and I scream. What has Blue done?